Hi, everyone. Welcome. We want to do a quick sound check. If you can just put a comment in and let us know if you can hear us and see us coming through on your screen. And see us coming through on your screen. Okay, it sounds like we are good to go. So I want to start by thanking you for joining us. We have a lot of information for you tonight, but I would love to get us started with Dr. Patricia Thompson. It sounds like we are our interim president and our chief executive officer. So please welcome Dr. Thompson.
Thank you, Betsy. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our virtual Meet the Teachers Night. I am Dr. Thompson. I have been your interim CEO for the past year. Tonight, your principal, Ms. Compton, has put together an impressive virtual presentation that will answer many of your questions about what school will look like for the coming weeks. So we're really, really proud that through the hard work and commitment of the administration and the teachers and staff at TESA, that we will begin school on time Monday, August 17th. Yay! However, it may not be what we all had envisioned for our first day back, but Ms. Compton and her team have put together an awesome curriculum and plan. As you know, the messaging has changed many times over the past many days, weeks, and months, yet the TESA team has jumped over every hurdle to give you the very best. If they were Olympian athletes, and I am sure it has felt like that for many, they would all win gold medals. Most of our teachers and staff didn't have much of a summer vacation either. They knew what they had to do to get us ready for next Monday, and they never hesitated. And they are really, truly a bunch of very dedicated teachers who just love your students. So these next many weeks will be different. They may cause you stress and anxiety, and we understand. We all have stress and anxiety, but we want to assure you that we have this. We want you to know that we are here for your students and that we have your backs. So in the meantime, over the next many weeks, while the teachers are all teaching virtually, the administration is going to be working on finalizing our plans for when the students all come back in person. We'll be ensuring that our schools comply with all of the health and safety guidelines set forth by the local, state, and federal health and education experts. So this too shall pass, right? We will eventually transition back to being together in person. And we assure you, when that happens, it will be a celebration to end all celebrations, something we can all look forward to. In the meantime, we will need to work in unison, united by one mission. We need to support one another. We need to challenge our minds and our souls in doing things a little differently. And while we are having to do that, we all need to go forward in a positive manner. I believe adversity can bring out the true spirit in people, and I have seen some beautiful spirits over these past many months with people stepping up, rolling up their sleeves, and getting the job done. I call out to each of you to help in any way that you can. A positive word to your child's teacher, a hands up to another parent who is struggling, a shout out to your principal or administrative staff, a solution to a problem. Let's all vow to help to grow our students in the world of the arts and academics through this challenging time. I want to thank you for all you have done and continue to do to support our most precious students. Ms. Compton has a wonderful evening planned for you tonight that will be filled with lots of very important information to ensure the success of your child at TESA. And thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you. So again, I am Betsy Compton. I joined the TCAA family back in January of 2019 as the Director of Curriculum and Instruction. And I couldn't be more proud to transition this summer into the role of principal here for Texas School of the Arts. And joining me to help present tonight is our fabulous new counselor, and I will turn it over to her to introduce herself and get us started tonight.
Hello, everybody. My name is Wallace. Many of your students may know me. I've been at TESA. This is going on year 4. I started here as a teacher, and this year I will be TESA school counselor.
And you might recognize these names, even if you don't know their faces yet. You have probably been receiving emails from both Tammy Smith and Belinda Johnson. I tell you, we could not have done anything we've done this week without these two amazing ladies. They have just been working around the clock to make sure that all of our incoming students, as well as our teachers and our staff, have everything they need. In fact, we had to shoo them out the building tonight so that we could get this presentation started, because they are literally working all night long to make sure that school is ready for us. So if you have any questions, they are always happy to help. And please give them a big thank you when you see them as well. But we know you're here tonight because you want to know all about your teachers. And you are going to start to see the grade level teams coming on your screen. And we are so excited that we have so many teachers coming back this year. And we have a couple of brand new teachers joining our team. And they are all absolutely amazing. And you might be noticing there is a link at the bottom of the screen as you see these names. That is where you can go to see a welcome video. And our teachers did a really great job putting together short videos to tell you about themselves and about their class, what they'll be learning this year, and what those expectations might be. And so as you view the videos, you'll get to please see one of every single person in your team and get to know your teachers a little bit through the videos, so that when you see them next week, you'll already have a name with the face.
Hey, Betsy, can you go back to that last slide real quick so I can type that into the comments?
Sure. Pause right here.
Thank you.
And while she's typing, I'll go ahead and introduce you. You've probably also been seeing some emails and some information on Facebook from Monica. And she is going to tell you next about all the ways that we communicate with you. And we want to make sure that you're plugged in. So not just on this Facebook Live tonight, but coming back and looking at Facebook later and getting all of the information that she's sending out.
Okay, thank you. That linked there, so y'all can click on the direct link if you need to as well. So my name is Monica Sheehan. I am the Marketing Communications Manager for TCAA. That does mean that I work for Tessa as well. You can see on the screen a list of our communication methods, and we do work as a full team to get these out. We all collaborate on the messaging. So the principal has their own letter that's sent weekly. We have grade newsletters that are sent by the teachers weekly as well. And then the TCAA newsletter goes out once a month. That is the one that I work on specifically. And you guys are welcome to send in feedback if you want, but the place you can find anything regarding schools, events, any updates or links that you might need to access. So like currently our most recent one had enrollment forms linked in, is the TCAA newsletter. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you add us as a contact in your email, because since it is an info at, it does often go to spam or junk. And that way it'll ensure that you're getting that each month when we send it out. And it does typically come around the first of the month. And then the Tessa PTO also sends out a monthly newsletter, and theirs comes around the 15th of the month. The other thing that I do that you guys should know is I give you several opportunities to brag on your kids. So at any point in time, you're welcome to email me content. My email address is there on the screen, but I will type it into the chat as well. And what I can do is I can share their anything that they accomplish or performances they're doing in the community, or even things that are happening in the school that you feel like I should know about. I can share those on Facebook, Instagram, and then we also have a lobby screen. So those of you who've been with us already know that if you walk into the building, just last year we added a big monitor up right by the front office. And on there, I update it weekly. You can send in any information that needs to be on there. Even if you wanted to send in like a happy birthday message or something personal for your student, kids do pop in by that throughout the day, and they notice what's going on. So those are all the things you need to know regarding communications. Again, you're welcome to reach out to me anytime. My name's Monica.
So Monday is the first day of school, the day that we've been waiting for. We're all excited, but there are some things that we have to do to get ready, right? So make sure you look out for an email from directions for your child's teacher, so that way you know everything that you have to take care of beforehand. Charge your device, whatever device you're using, whether that be a laptop or an iPad or a Chromebook. For third through sixth grade only, we'll have emails. So set up your child's email. And then go ahead and download and bookmark Seesaw or Google Classroom, because K through 2 will be using Seesaw, and third through 6 will be using Google Classroom. So go ahead and bookmark those websites and then log in for your first meeting at your grade level time on Monday. And Ms. Compton will go through those times again for you later in the on the slides. So Zoom meetings, go ahead and download these apps. This is what Zoom looks like. And you can get this on your computer or your laptop. You can also download this on any Android or Apple device. Seesaw will also be downloaded also. And if you look down below, there's a link, and this will be sent out to you, the slideshow, so you guys can click on those links directly so you can get directions on how to navigate through Seesaw and these different apps. For third through sixth, this is important for third through sixth primarily. There's a link below also for an instructional video, how to navigate through Google Classroom, which is what they will be using. And like these slides will be in the Monday message that will be sent out from Ms. Compton. And then last but not least, Google Suite. However, this will not need to be used unless it's directly directed from the teacher that this will be used. Other additional programs that teachers will be using: Discovery Education, Text Quest, Education Galaxy, Raz Kids, Brightfish. These are different grade levels will be using different things. So some may apply and some may not. However, they've sent out, you may have received in your packets today for the drive-through pickup, some core curriculum and paper packets. And then we'll also have a lot of curriculum online for them to navigate through. So at-home learning tips, right? Because we're still at school, but we're gonna have fun, but we have to still, let's dress for success. So they do not have to wear their uniforms, but let's dress comfortably so that for sitting and for moving, so when they're doing those fine arts online on Zoom with the dance and PE, that they are comfortable. Eating breakfast, so important. For anyone, that is the food bank link, if you wanna click there. That can give you some more information about the food bank. And then use a device with a camera, a speaker, and a microphone. Make sure your camera is on, and then stay muted unless your teacher is asking you to speak.
Thank you so much for going through that for us. And as she said, parents, we are going to make sure that you have a copy of this slideshow so that you can go in and click on all of those hyperlinks. And a lot of that information will also be repeated in my Monday message, which is going to come out a little early this weekend so that you get it before Monday morning, as well as in the teacher's communication. So you'll be getting a grade level email from your child's grade, including all of those grade level teachers with this information, plus more detailed information that is specific to only your grade level. But we wanted to take some time tonight to also really talk you through the at-home learning model. And I know many of you already read the document that you were emailed about a week ago as you were thinking through your choices to start the school year. And we've got some new words that we've learned in this at-home learning world. And so what we want to make sure you understand is that when we say asynchronous, that is referring to instruction that is happening on your own time. And so that's a similar thing of like getting a homework assignment in class, but you're doing it later. Synchronous instruction is when it's happening live, like right now. So all of you logged into Facebook Live and watching us right now, this is synchronous. For those of you that maybe are still doing something else and coming back and watching this later as a recorded video, that would be asynchronous. And so these are terms that have existed for a long time, but not been as quite important for us to understand and use in our daily lives until the situation that we find ourselves in now. But we want to make sure that you understand what we're talking about when we say asynchronous and synchronous. So when your child is learning with us next week, we are trying to make the process as streamlined and simple for your family as possible. And so some of the things that we will be doing is using just one Zoom account per grade level. And so Ms. Wallace just showed you what that Zoom icon looks like. If you're going to download it onto your computer or you're going to get the app on an iPad or an Android device. But instead of trying to hunt and find 5 different Zoom accounts from all the different teachers, we're going to try and keep it as simple as possible with one main account per grade level. And then teachers might also individually have an account that they could use if they're going to just meet with you one-on-one or in a small group. All of our students are encouraged to attend these sessions. We would really love for them to have this real-time experience so that they can interact with each other. I know you've seen the schedule and we're going to go over it here in just a moment. And it's going to be too long for kids to just sit like we're doing right now and just listen. But we have amazing teachers that are going to be so creative in what they bring to those meetings. And so your child will have moments where they're asked to stand up, maybe they're asked to move, they might have to find something in their house and show it on the screen. So there will be an interactive portion that they would miss if they're not watching in real time. But we also understand that that won't work for every single family every day, all the time. And so our teachers will be sure to record those sessions so that they could be available for you to watch at a later time frame. So come when you can, but don't stress when you can't, because we want to make sure that your child is getting everything they need. And so we'll have those recordings for you. So here is that schedule that you got through email. And it's going to stay the same for while we are at home. So once we start to transition back to school, we'll probably come back to you with a new schedule and some new things. But tonight is all focused on at-home learning. And so our kindergartners start first with live instruction at 8 o'clock every day of the week. And you'll see the way the schedule is built that within that hour block, they will have both a core academic class as well as a fine art or PE class. And the cool thing about this is that that means there will be multiple teachers in the meeting at one time. And so the whole grade level will be working collaboratively. And so although by the end of the week, you will be assigned a homeroom teacher and we'll celebrate that with you on Friday, your teachers will be dividing the work and using their best skill set to make sure your child has the best education possible. And so one day will be devoted entirely to math, another to English language reading and arts, and then to science, and then to social studies. And our teachers will focus on just planning for one of those subjects for the direct teach portion of the Zooms. The other teachers will still be there, just like we are right now, listening, watching the little video screens to see which kids might look like they need a little extra help, following the chat if the teacher has turned it on to see what questions there might be, and being there for an extra support if the teacher needs to break into groups and do some extra assignments. So we'll really be using this time as wisely as possible. And then you'll notice at the end of the day, after everyone's had their 1 hour time frame, we have that hour blocked off for small group and one-on-one instruction. So this will be something that you don't log in ready to go unless you get an invitation. And those invitations will come on an as needed basis. And I know our teachers will do a fabulous job of using that time frame to get to know your students and figure out what they need most. And then we'll be using that time tailored to those kids and those needs so that it is as specific for your kid as possible. So for Monday, we already had those fabulous tips, and I completely agree with everything that was said. But here's what we want from you. We really, really hope that you can log in on Monday. Even if that's not going to be a consistent thing for your family, Monday is really important because our teachers have a lesson plan that is really for you as the parent. And so if you can be there with your child or have an older sibling helping your child, they will be taking you through and showing you with screenshots and live video how you need to access either Seesaw for kinder through second or Google Classroom for third through sixth grade. We know some of you may have experience with these programs in the past and you're going to be good to go. But for others of you, we know these are brand new adventures and we want to make sure that you have them to model and take you through step by step exactly what you need to do. So again, if you're not able to be there live, be sure you watch their videos so that you can get that instruction and find out how to be online with at-home learning is still exciting. So our teachers will be talking about all the things that they're going to learn this school year, the fun ways that we're going to do things a little differently online, and what they might expect when we eventually come back to the classroom. So as you may have guessed, attendance has to look a little differently now. And so what we will be doing for our attendance during at-home learning is giving your child an attendance check question. Now, this is going to look a little different depending on the grade level. So if we're talking about sixth graders, their attendance check question might be a full paragraph reflection of something they learned the day before. When we're talking about kindergarten, it might be snapping a picture of something that they recently did for their work. So the teacher will be making that clear in Seesaw or in Google Classroom so that you know exactly what it is your child needs to do. And it will be named with attendance assignment in the name so that you can't miss it. And you'll have a specific place that you go just for that attendance. And that attendance check is not for a grade. It is really and truly for attendance, but it will be also used by our teachers to just take a temperature check, so to speak, to make sure that kids are logging in, they're paying attention. It might be an opportunity for questions to be asked. So it's going to be super important that your child does complete those. Now we're going to give them all the way until 11:59 p.m. Now, we hope your child is not still up at 11:59 p.m., but we also know that we have families that might be traveling in different time zones. And so this gives you that flexibility so that if you are not sitting at your computer at the typical time for instruction, that you can still make sure that attendance check gets submitted by the end of the day. Grading. So this is something that I know I've gotten a lot of questions about, as have some of our teachers already as well. We will be giving grades during this at-home learning cycle, and we want to make sure you understand how that works. We will be using the same grading scale from day one all the way through the end of May. So whether your child is at home learning or here in the school building with us, the way the work is graded is not going to change. Our kinder and first students use what's called a standard-based grading system. So the state of Texas gives us the TEKS, sometimes called the TEKS, which are the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, and it outlines what every child should know in every subject, kinder through 12th grade. So what our kinder and first teachers do is they look at each of those standards and they assess the students with a 3, a 2, or a 1. And so that's going to be pretty straightforward for you. There may also be some times where they give additional feedback. You might even see a numerical grade like you might be more used to on the 100-point scale, depending on the assignment. but on your report cards and progress reports, you're going to be looking for those 3s and 2s and 1s. And we want to make sure you know that there's nothing wrong with any of them. They're all just markers so that you know how your child's progressing, and the teachers will be working with you to make sure that we're seeing progress every step of the way. For our 2nd through our 6th grade students, they will be on a standardized 100-point scale. And I know a lot of you probably had this exact same scale while you were growing up in school. So just note the one at the bottom there, and I stands for incomplete. And we understand life happens sometimes and things don't get done. So we will try to work with you to give incompletes. But we want to make sure you know that by the time an incomplete makes it through the grading cycle, it does turn into a failing grade. So it'll be really important that you work with your teachers to make sure all missing work gets turned in at the end of each cycle. And don't worry, we'll be reminding you when those come up. So you'll see some abbreviations here on this slide. We use abbreviations a lot in education, and sometimes we forget that not everyone else knows all of these acronyms that we throw around all the time. So ELAR is English, Language, Arts, and Reading. And those that is one class with all of those words. And so in a way that we have our school structured, you will have one teacher primarily responsible for ELAR, and then one for math. The SCI there is just short for science, and SS is social studies. So all 4 of these are collectively referred to as the 4 core, or your academic courses. And they're all super important, of course. And in those classes, the teachers will have a minimum of 2 grades. Now, it could be a lot more than that, but the minimum is 2. In fine arts and PE, which is physical education, if we were here in the campus, the kids would get to see all of those teachers in a week, but not all in one day. The way they work here on campus is that the students rotate. So they would see all 4 core on the side of your screen every single day, but the fine arts and the PE would be rotating. So because of that rotating basis, they only have a requirement of 1 grade per week. And our teachers will be making sure that you have really clear instructions so that you and your child know what those grades are going to be. And they will be reflected on report cards. So this is our school calendar, and you can find this on our website at artsacademics.org. And we'll make sure it's sent to you in multiple ways this year so that you'll see it in other places as well. Nothing on our calendar has changed. So being at home learning does not affect our school calendar or our report card cycle. And the report cards are there in the turquoise color. And so you will know that that's the day the report card is going to be sent to you. And we'll give you some information as we go along of how you'll get that and respond to your teachers. And you'll also have some progress reports coming before that so that you can kind of have a sneak peek and know what's going on. And the other way that you can have a sneak peek is by logging into our parent portal. So for those of you that are returning to TESA, you are hopefully already in your parent portal and can still access your child's information. You might notice there's a new name there. So Ascender is the new name, but it's the same functionality. So you don't need to learn a whole new program. You just need to know it has a new name. If you are new to us, then you should have already received an email from Tammy Smith with your information of how to log in. And we know that this can be a little bit of a complicated process, unfortunately, because this is not something that we can control completely ourselves. So we have a little bit of troubleshooting for you here on this slide. The first thing we've discovered is that it absolutely works so much better in Chrome than anything else. Unfortunately, Internet Explorer is just not a friend to Parent Portal. So we recommend that you try using Chrome as your browser to get into the program. If you need help resetting your password or recovering your name, just be sure that you're using the website and the phone numbers there. Unfortunately, that's not something that you can call me and have me fix for you. And if you get completely logged out because you try your password too many times, it will give you that time limit. You won't be allowed to try again for at least 30 minutes. So we hope that those little troubleshooting hints will help you. If you're still having trouble after that, let us know so we can try and put you in touch with someone else to help. Okay, uniforms. We are still going to have a uniform. And so as Ms. Wallace said, you don't have to wear it at home. Now, if your child's not in the room, you're welcome to tell them they should still, but that's completely your choice. You may wear the uniform every day for your synchronous learning, but you may also just have your child wear their regular clothing. We do ask that their clothing be school appropriate and follow our standards of dress for what we would call a free dress day. And we'll make sure that you see all of that information as our handbook is released. But we want you to have your uniform ready for when you return to school. And so if you haven't already gotten in touch with our uniform store, Flynn O'Hara, or used the PTO resale to get uniforms that are gently used from other students, please go ahead and take that step so that you are ready when we are able to come back to the classroom. Also, please be aware that you will be seeing some information coming out in the Monday message about our new dance and PE uniform. So that's one thing that makes us a little different here at TESA. We do require our elementary school students to change for both dance and PE. It's really important as a fine arts school that we are encouraging students to have that control and discipline and the knowledge of the need to see their uniformity in class. And also the uniform allows our dance teacher and our PE teacher to better see their physical alignment and make sure that they're learning safe techniques and able to move in a way that is not just safe, but also helping them grow as an artist and become physically stronger every time they're in class. So just keep an eye out for that information. We do offer an option for after-school care, and Clayton Youth Enrichment will be coming to TESA for the first time this school year. So Clayton is not new to the TCAA family, but it is new to TESA. And you can see on the screen there the phone number and the website so that you can get signed up. Now, this will not be starting until we are back on campus, but we do want you to get enrolled as quickly as possible so that they can plan for your kiddo to be here after school. And now I'm going to turn it over for one more after school opportunity that might be interesting to you.
Thank you so much, Betsy, and thank you for allowing me some time to speak tonight. Welcome, everyone. I am Shayna Ferraro, and I am the Community Programs Director for TCAA. I'm so happy for all of our TESA families to join together tonight, our returning families, as well as our new families. I know I got to meet so many of you during the audition process, and I am thrilled that you are now officially part of the family. We offer amazing after-school fine art classes for anyone in the community, ages 3 through 19. We have our Texas Dance Conservatory, Texas Art Conservatory, and Texas Music Conservatory. We have ensemble classes in all three of these, as well as private lessons. We are excited to get these classes up and going for the fall. We are starting fully online with live virtual classes, and we are beginning the week of August 24th. And just like school, as soon as it is safe for us to have our in-person classes, we will keep our same schedule and transition back to the studios. Registration is now open, and we hope that you will take a minute and visit the website. It's listed right there at artsacademics.org/ @home/conservatories. Look at all the classes we have, sign up. You also can reach out to me. My email address is all over the website if you have any questions, but we hope to see your kiddo in our after school classes. Thank you, Betsy. I appreciate the time.
And thank all of you. We know you have a choice when it comes to your child's education, and we thank you for choosing Tessa. I can't tell you how excited I am to see you. I got to meet a couple of families today out in the heat when you came for the drive-through pickup. And I hope that you got to see some of your teachers. They were out there working so hard to make sure that your kids have everything that they need for these first few weeks of at-home instruction. And I just can't reiterate enough how amazing the teachers are here. And I hope that you will take the time as soon as we finish and go to that website, artsacademics.org. And I believe Monica typed in the full link, so you can just click on it and go right to our administration and faculty page and get to see the teachers' pictures and videos. And they are amazing. You're going to really get to see the teachers' personalities shine through these videos. And I hope they'll get you and your students pumped up about a great school year. So welcome to our family. We know that this was a lot of information tonight. And so I just want to remind you again that this information will stay available through my Monday message, which is going to come early this weekend. And it will also be posted in various other places, including some of it in an email directly from your grade level team. So be watching for your grade level team emails this weekend as well. But if you still have questions after that, we want to be here and help you. So if you're still struggling with enrollment paperwork and getting things done, please send the email to that enrollment@mytessa. And that way we can make sure that we see that and take care of that specifically just for enrollment paperwork. But if you have any questions that you feel like you need to ask me as principal, you are welcome to email me directly. And you can also reach out to Miss Wallace. She is going to be a fabulous counselor this year for the kids, but she's also shown this week that she's a great counselor for us. She has been leading us through some amazing professional development this week and getting us ready to be able to support all of you. And so we really are a family here, and we're ready for you and your kiddos to join us. And the other part of our family is our PTO. And we have this amazing theme this year. I'm so excited because I love the Wizard of Oz and I love the Wiz. And our theme this year is There's No Place Like Tessa. And that is so true. We are completely unique in being a fine arts elementary school, and everything we do is just so Tessa. And it's awesome to be a part of it. And so we want you to join the PTO and get involved. That's our parent-teacher organization. The support we've already had this week has been incredible. The PTO has been here helping our teachers make copies, get things cut out and laminated. They even sent an ice cream truck today for our teachers. And we are just so thankful for everything they do for us. And we want you to be a part of that so that we can all work together for your students. So that email there under the picture is our brand new PTO president. And she will be happy to get your emails and welcome you to the team. So thank you again for joining us tonight. And please let us know what we can do for you.